I'm just going to give you guys a few minutes to get on. Welcome to Living Room Yoga. I don't know if you can see the little sign that I made on the chair behind me, but yeah, this is just a 30-minute class, and it's just going to be the basics of, just some very basic yoga stretches, just a little bit of movement, and yeah, just 30 minutes, so that's it. So this was kind of designed for you guys just to get up, no mats required, no special blocks or anything. So whatever you're wearing, as long as you can move in it and you're comfortable, that's all that you need to do this class. So yeah, welcome. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of time, and hopefully I can start seeing people log on. So let me know if you're here. I'm gonna see if all right. So I think I promised that I wasn't gonna start until my mom and dad showed some signs of being on, and I haven't seen them yet. So hopefully they make it. And yeah, again, you don't need anything special to do this. You don't need a mat. I think I'm just encouraging, these are my chairs, these are just benches. I have a blanket, so you can grab a blanket, pillows, cushions, anything. So you don't need to have, okay, there's my mom. So you don't need to have any blocks or mats or anything special. So, all right, so we'll just get started. I see my mom. All right, so grab a couple chairs if you want chairs, or you can use, I might have you use your couch as support. But the first pose that we're gonna do is we're just gonna lay on our back and do, it's called legs up the wall, but we're just gonna use your couch, and this is a restorative pose. So all you have to do is move the coffee table. If your coffee table is in the way, move that away, or if you just wanna put your legs up on a chair, it doesn't matter, maybe you have another chair that you'd rather use, but all you're doing is just putting your legs up and then scooting yourself forward and then lay down on your back. So legs up the wall, if you have a wall and you'd rather just put your legs straight up, great. This couch or a chair is great. So you get this 90-degree bend, and then you get to, obviously your pelvis is on the floor, your spine. So this is really good for the spine. This is really good for the pelvic floor. And if this is too much, you can even take a blanket or a pillow and place it underneath. If this is too much on your sacrum or you're feeling some sort of pinching or discomfort, this should never be uncomfortable. This should just be very relaxing and calming. And so you can start just by laying here, open up your arms, just feel the shoulders attached to the ground, and then close your eyes and begin to feel the breath. Maybe even noticing the belly rise and fall. So relaxation. Anytime we find ourselves in a relaxing position or a relaxing place, we're slowing down our heart rate. Naturally, we're doing that. We're finding stress relief, reducing anxiety, and ultimately calming the mind. So calming the mind is ultimately the intention behind yoga. So yoga believes that we need to move the body, we need to find the breath, we need to have a way to bring ourselves down and to remove ourselves from the chaos. So just feel this. So even having your legs above your heart. So if you fly a lot and you have these long flights and you have swelling in the knees or the joints and the ankles, it's because you have, this is, if you get to when you get to your destination, putting your feet up like this is so good for draining the lymphatic system and reducing the swelling. And especially if you have pain. So if you have pain in your ankles, obviously this is one thing, whenever you sprain your ankle or do something to your knee, you know, you're supposed to elevate. So there's lots of reasons for that. But yeah, moving the blood and energy and helping the heart. So you're helping the heart. So when you're standing, your heart has to pull all of that blood back up. So this is just giving your heart a little break and making things a little bit easier on your body. So hopefully you're finding this pose without any sort of stress or any sort of pain or tension. So believe it or not, this is your first yoga class. You're practicing yoga. This is it. This is yoga. All you have to do is relax. So we have all these classes here. This is a restorative or a yin, maybe like a restorative pose. And we offer restorative type classes, kind of like a yin. Can't say yin and restorative are the same, but they're in philosophy, they're the same. Restorative just uses more props. So using the blankets and pillows or cushions or, you know, different things like that. All right, now you can move your feet in and bring your feet here on the edge of your couch and then grab around your knees and pull your knees into your chest. And just really compressing into the low belly. So just even doing this is stimulating your lower digestive system or your digestive system. So just the compression, so you're compressing here and then extend your legs up and lengthen. Now see if you can hold your legs up, but if you can't, that's okay. You can put your feet back down, hold your legs up, and then flex the toes and point the toes. Yeah, flex and point. Good. Flex and point. So everything starts at the ankle, circle it out one way, circle it the other way, and then bring the knees in. And then maybe scoot yourself away from the couch a little bit. If you want to keep the blanket underneath, that's totally fine, or a pillow or a cushion or whatever you have underneath. You can move your knees to the left. Move your knees, drop your knees to the left side. And then at the same time, look straight up. Keep the shoulders flat. So this is also opening up the chest and the heart and the lungs. And then come back up, and then other side. Up and over. Chest hard up, look straight up. Keep the left shoulder down. If it comes up, that's okay. And if you want to put something underneath, you can even, I don't know, chair is probably too high. You can take one of your pillows or your blanket, and then you can just drop your knees. So it's a little bit easier. If you have anything, you can just, whatever fits underneath that feels like it's not forcing you to, you know, go into any sort of pain to do this. Because if your low back is tight, you're gonna feel that. It's gonna be might be a little pinching, but you can always take a cushion or a pillow off your couch and just put it underneath. All right. And then I want you to come up however you want to come up. So turn over, maybe turn around, come to your knees, and then come back up. Come to your tabletop. Just this basic pose right here, just cat-cow. Rounding into a cat, and then dropping down into cow. So let the belly button go to the floor. So let the belly fall, and then you can stick the butt up. You know, it might sound weird, but yeah, stick the butt up. And then round and curl. We'll just do this one more time. Look up and in. Maybe if you feel like you want to sit back here, begin to rock backwards and forwards and sit back. Okay, now take the knees, and again, if you have bad knees, you can take a blanket and then roll it up into, what do you want to call this, like, just roll it up, and then you can just throw this underneath your knees, just like this, and then sit back. Move your knees apart, bring your toes together in child's pose. Walk your hands forward and sit back. Or you can take a pillow and place your head on the pillow. Forehead on the pillow or a cushion, and just relax here. So I'm gonna come up, I'm just gonna let you get into this pose. I'm just gonna talk you through it, explain the benefits. Of course, having your belly in between your thighs is good for your abdominal muscles. So you're stretching out your abs, and you're also stretching out your hips, and then your spine, and then you're just relaxing. So hips, spine, especially low back. This is really good for the low back. So these poses that we do today, I think I'm gonna do about 5 total. You can do these every day. So if you do these poses every day, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna build a little bit of strength. You're gonna open up the body. You're gonna open up like your joints, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your shoulders. It doesn't take much to keep your body happy. It requires you just to move a little bit. So sitting on your chair, sitting on the couch, yeah, that's great. But you also have to counter stretch everything that you do. So we're gonna counter stretch all of the sitting that we're doing. Maybe for some of us, we do a lot of standing. So putting your legs up the wall, the more you stand, the more the legs on the couch or up the wall is gonna help you. Okay, so now slowly come up and move your knees. Now move your knees in, and then cat-cow one more time. Belly down, look up, and then round and curl, look in. So just the other way. And then again, maybe a little back and forth. All right, now slowly bring your feet forward and come up to standing. So find your way all the way up to standing. So standing again, so stretching out the front side of your legs. Look down at your feet. Your feet, you should have your shoes off. If you can take your shoes off, if you haven't taken your shoes off, or your slippers, or your socks. I mean, I understand, I'll let you have the socks, but yeah, actually take your socks off. So look down at your toes. So giving your feet a little bit of a breather, and then lift up the toes, and then bring them back down. Lift them up, and then bring them back down. And then shift your weight into the heels and then the front of your feet. Feel the edges of your feet, and then bring your arms up. Arms up, and then look up at the ceiling. So you just want to lift up the chin a little bit. Lift up, look up, and then bring your hands back in, or bring your gaze back forward, and then look up, grab your wrist, and then pull it back a little bit, and reach up and over. And then if it feels right, turn your chin and look towards like where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then pull your hand behind you and turn and look up. And then come back in. Other side, grab the other wrist, reach up and over. Turn and look up again. So turn the chin, reach your arms back, or grab your wrist and pull it back behind you. So if you feel yourself turning in, you should be back. So this is stretching out the whole side body. So your hips actually will feel a little bit of a stretch here. This is good for the hips, which is good for the low back. So we're just moving the spine right. Now move it up and over, and then back up to the left. And then right. So just switch out your wrists, grabbing the opposite wrist, pulling it over, and left. And come up. All right, release, interlace. All right, grab your knuckles to your chest. And then slowly, facing your chair. I don't care what you have. This is like my chair. It's just a little bench. You grab your chair, you can grab the couch. It doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna have you back away from that, and then move, bend the knees. And then release. Bring your hands to the chair or to your couch, and kind of let your head hang in front of the chair. So this is like a nice stretch in through the shoulders. This is like a forward fold. Forward fold, we call it Utkatasana in yoga. But letting the chair ease the back side. So the hamstrings, the glutes, and the low back. All of this, yeah, even down into the calves. So if you feel the stretch down into your calves and into your low glutes, or your low glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, that's totally normal. So we need to stretch out. So back pain again is tight glutes and tight hamstrings and calves. All right, so let your head hang. And slowly come all the way up. Use the chair, use the couch. Okay, so now I want you to, we're gonna work into a lunge. So lunges, I like to do these. I've done this with my parents. I like to do this with chairs. So you can have 2 chairs, one on each side. Or, you could even have stools, like this little stool, where you can just hold on to something. Or you can have your coffee table and then your chair, your couch. So getting in between something that you can hang on to. So, for example, my right hand is here, my left hand is on the couch. Just for stability. All right, now, feet together. Now step 1 foot back. I don't care which one. Your right foot, your left foot. And then begin to lift yourself up. So yeah, if you're tight, just take your time and slowly come up. So your right foot, the back foot, is using the tops of your balls of your feet. The heel is lifted. If your heel is down, that's okay. So heel down is warrior 1, and then the heel up is a lunge. So we're first gonna start with the lunge here. So the back heel is lifted. Okay. So if you feel good, so your left knee is over your left heel. So if you feel good here and you wanna take it to the next level, bring your hands to both hands to your left thigh. And then see if you can balance yourself. If you can't, it's okay. Bring your hands to the blocks, or not the blocks, but the support, your bench, your chair. And now straighten the leg, and then bend it. And now work the shoulders back over the hips. So this is good for your hips. So you're opening up the hip flexor on your right side. You're building strength in through your left leg, and through your glutes, and then also through your core. So yeah, grab your waist and see if you can stay here. Sometimes people are wobbly because their feet are lined up behind each other. So give yourself a little railroad track stance. So, 6 inches, lining up your feet with your hips. So that'll make you feel a little bit more stable and really pressing into the left big toe. Good. Good. And then slowly step your feet together. Other side. Step it back. And then begin to work yourself up. So take your time. Right knee over the right heel. Use all parts of your right foot. You can even look down and see your feet, your toes working with you. The back heel is lifted. Scoot it back. And find a place where you can just be, not forever, but for a little time. And to do this 5 to 10 breaths. And then hands to your knee, your thigh. And then just breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose. Bring your hands to the block or to your supports. Straighten your leg and then come back in. So this movement, dynamic movement, so good for your joints, your hips, your knees. So always being able to do this. Even between your counters in the kitchen, stretch yourself out. Grab the counter, if you have an island on one side or whatever, and then just straighten. So you're still building strength and then you're stretching. That's a cool thing about yoga. You're building strength, you're toning, you're stretching. You're making your body really happy. You're not overdoing it. Now step forward, feet together, good. And then rise all the way up. arms up. Now this time, interlace your fingers, cross your thumbs, reach up to the side. We call this half moon in Bikram. So you can see even my body, it looks like a half moon. Come back to center. Other side. And then back in. And then interlace, look up. This again, so good for the lungs, the chest. It's helping you build. Yeah, all of these poses will help you build up strength. So as you fold forward, you're even building strength in through your thighs and in through your knees, because it has to hold you. And then come up. Okay. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Warrior 2. So we did a lunge. Yeah, let's go back. I'm gonna do the Warrior 1. So yeah, hip issues, low back issues. You need to do Warrior 1s to stretch out the psoas muscle. So step your right foot back and make sure this time that the heel makes contact to the floor. And then grabbing your support, come up. You can bring your hands to your knees. So this time you're still facing forward, just like in a lunge, but you're getting this deep stretch in through the leg and in through that psoas. The psoas, I could pull out my Mr. Bones here, but the psoas connects your legs and your hips to your spine. So it's this big muscle that's deep inside. So when we sit a lot, it gets tight. This is one of the classic ways to open it. Bring your hands to your knees, or your thigh. All right, now step forward, and then other side. Other foot back. And then really get that heel down. Straighten the knee. You're just gonna push it back as far as you can, but not too far. All right, come up. So we encourage you to go to 70, 80%. In yoga, to never go past your edge. Not to bring the ego into everything, trying to master the pose. But it's more about feeling and experiencing these poses. And then yeah, hands to your knees. And in class, you might bring your arms up if you want. But again, if your hands are here, that's okay. You're still getting that intense stretch. All right, feet together. Nice, and then slowly come all the way up, standing. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my chair. If you wanna use the couch, you wanna use the end of your couch for support. Okay, I'm gonna have you spread your feet apart. You know, it might be 3 feet, it might be 4 feet, but you don't wanna go too far. You wanna pretend like you have socks on and you're on a hardwood floor and your socks are pulling you out, but yet you're still pulling yourself in because you're using your muscles, your inner pelvic floor muscles to keep you grounded. Okay. And now turn your right foot, your right knee to face this way in the direction. So turn your toes out perpendicular. So your back foot is perpendicular to your right foot. Does that make sense? Now bend into your right knee and sink low. Use this chair. Use your chair. And then maybe grab your inside thigh. Grab your left. And then arms up. So notice how I'm not leaning forward. I'm just still straight up. My hips, shoulders, chest straight up. And then arms open. Here's your Warrior 2. Now look over your middle finger. And then to the front, and then you can look back. This is good for your neck, your shoulders. Look back at your other hand. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, look back. All right, now inhale, straighten your legs, bring your arms up. And then exhale, come down. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale down. This is a dynamic movement, just a little bit of movement. Grab your waist, turn your right foot in. And then pivot, left foot to the other direction. Bend into the knee. Sink low. Use the chair if you need this. Use it. Good. Now bring your arms up. And then open. Look at your left hand. And then look at your right hand. Left hand. Right hand. Left hand. And now inhale. Straighten the leg, reach up, and then bend. Just doing this 3 times. So you're building strength. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then straighten your leg, turn your foot in, and again, grab your chair and maybe move it forward. And then use it, with a flat back. So notice my back is flat and long. And then just hang here. If you want to come down, come down. If you want to hang your head, hang your head. So just hanging your head like this is so good for your neck. So if you're tense in through your shoulders and through your neck, just hang. Just hang in the shower. I tell people to do this all the time in the shower. Just hang. A little bit of heat, so good for you. Just stretching out the back, just the back side. So we have a front side and a back side, obviously. Front side, we call this the feminine side of the body, the masculine side of the body. We believe in working your body both directions. So acknowledging that your body moves in all these directions is the first thing. Okay, so let's see. All right, I'm gonna have you come down. Knees, lower down to your belly. All right, it's Sphinx pose. All right, so bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and then find this 90-degree angle right around your elbows straight to your wrist. If your hands have to be out like this, that's totally fine. But lift up your head. Use your glutes a little bit, press down into your thighs. And then maybe lift up. If this feels strenuous, you can take a pillow. If you feel it underneath in your abs, or you can take your blanket and then just place this right around your low belly. It'll still help lift you up. So move it underneath to help you lift up. So you're stretching out the belly muscles, the lower, or all of the abs. And then this is all about a little bit of a back bend. Heart opener, chest opener. And if your head is here and you feel the stress right around your head, your shoulders, just take your time. Just taking your gaze up a little bit. So you're gonna be here today, and then maybe tomorrow you'll be a little bit higher. So know where you are. If you want to practice, you want to do this every day. So know where you are, know where you're going. So eventually you're gonna look straight ahead. Your chin is gonna be even. You're gonna be able to rest a book on your head. But yeah, you might be here. That's okay. This doesn't mean anything if you're here, your chin is here. It just means you just have to work into it. So taking the slow breaths, deep in through the nose and out. So the more you can relax, the better it is for you. You never want to be, stressed about getting into a pose. And then slowly come up. And then swing your legs around. Swing your legs around, preparing you for Shavasana. So you can move you can take a pillow if you feel like your head may not touch the floor and you want a little bit of a lift, like your blanket or towel. You just place your head or place the blanket underneath your neck for a little bit of support. But you should never be like crunched in your back. If you want to throw some pillows underneath your knees, or you want to put your legs back up on the couch, you can for Shavasana. So closing your eyes and just letting yourself just melt away. So whatever makes you feel comfortable right here, just go ahead and do that. It's fun to see all these names. So you is joining me. It's so weird when you're sitting here by yourself and you don't have anybody to talk to. I'm just pretending that you're all here. So it's no different than a regular class in a way for us, because we're used to having these conversations basically with ourselves. But yeah, at this point, we just want you to relax and just feel the breath and close your eyes and enjoy the sensation, knowing that you moved through some energy lines, that you move through some stuff. So we're always, taking stuff and we're placing that in our body somewhere. So the stress, the anxiety, maybe a little bit of depression, whatever that is, all of those emotions, we believe that we store in our body. So, maybe you've heard the phrase that your issues are in your tissues. A lot of massage therapists believe that, and we kind of go with that philosophy that you have to move the energy, you have to move, the stuck energy out of, different parts of your body to feel that relief and to find yourself in a place of calm and to release the monkey off the mind, or to release the monkey off your shoulders, however you want to call it, and to restore yourself to a place of balance and peace. And then when you're ready, slowly come up into a seated pose, facing forward. So however you want to sit, legs crossed, in any form, just find yourself up if you want to place a pillow or a cushion underneath. Take a seat. And then bring your hands to heart center. Moving your thumbs to your third eye. The light, the love, the teacher in me honors the light, love, and beauty in each and every one of you. Namaste. All right. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me this morning. This was great. This feels good for me as well, and it's so good to see your names. And hopefully we will see your faces here soon. All right. Have a good weekend. All right. Bye-bye.